Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Reyes. I'm your host, Reymi Reyes. This is episode 2. We're here in the Bronx Net Studios with Bronx Reyes actor Alexis Frias. Alexis, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good today. Feeling pretty good. Thank you for having me today.
Of course. Thank you for coming. You've worked on Mean Girls, you've worked on Law and Order, FBI Most Wanted, The Paper, and we're going to talk about those a little bit later. But for right now, you're coming off a very successful showing as you portrayed Javi Espinosa on Daredevil Born Again Season 2. What's going through your mind coming out the back of this show?
Too many things, honestly. Like, it's honestly been like insane, like the feedback that I've gotten. I'm very grateful that I even had the chance to work on a project like Marvel. You feel me? Like that's insane. Like, and I'm beyond grateful that I'm honestly able to like portray somebody who I am, kind of. You feel me? Like in the show, I played a kid from Washington Heights. I'm a kid from, you feel me, the Bronx. You feel me?
Yeah.
Just making it happen.
Cool. So like, cause you played Javi. And you had, like, he kept coming back in the show. You didn't just play him once in one episode.
Yeah,
you had him in 4 episodes.
Yeah, 4 episodes
so,
in
like,
total.
How did it feel to have a character that contributed that much to the plot?
You know, it's crazy because originally when I first heard about the show, I had an audition for a previous role, which was like a prayer kid, like the kid that's in church, you know? And
For
I
Daredevil?
guess, yeah, for Daredevil. And then I ended up, they hit me back 3 days later saying, we actually want you to audition for this role. And honestly, like, I'm grateful, like, I'm excited, like, yeah, like, I'm so sorry, could you please tell me the question? I'm gonna repeat the question.
No, it's okay. I was just saying, like, because Javi was playing a character that
yeah, that was
back.
prominent, yeah.
You know?
Honestly, like, I was shocked that, because for one, I had no idea how much involvement his character was actually gonna have in the show.
Right.
Marvel NDAs are like, I didn't even get the script until like two weeks before I actually filmed the scene. I was just told I got booked on the show, you know? And I honestly didn't know how much his involvement would be. You know, I remember when I was filming for the 4th episode, I was just sitting down in the hairdresser, and the lady that was doing my hair, she goes, oh, you know, it's so sad that, you know, your character like dies. I said, excuse me? Like, I had no idea, like, this is not like, she's telling me, oh yeah, the next time you're gonna be on set, you know, like your character's sadly gonna pass away, and I was just shocked. Because I have no idea. That's how like deep these NDAs are with Marvel. Like, you just honestly don't know. So I honestly didn't know how much involvement I was gonna have originally. But my character was very like prominent in the story. Like, it's crazy. Like, I had people telling me I'm canon Marvel. I'm like,
You are.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, like I'm honestly grateful that I was able to be a part of like the story so much, and being able to work with being able to work with like people like BB from the show. People was able to work with Michael don't want to butcher his last name, Michael Gandolfi, but being around all these cool people, you know, the girl that plays Angela Del Toro, we were like besties on set, you know, like it was honestly just incredible, yeah.
Cool. You know, it's when the news came out, I was looking at your Instagram, your TikTok, and I was like, damn, like Alexis from the Bronx on Daredevil, like. So
and we're filming in the Bronx this episode, so it's
so I wanted to touch up on that. Like, you were born and raised in the Bronx. You're Dominican. I know you were telling me that you were raised in Dominican or in DR for a couple of years, right?
So when I was born, when I was a couple months old, I was born here in the Bronx. My mom took me to DR, and I was there until I was about 4 years old, because that's when I had to come back and start school. And ever since then, I've just been traveling back and forth, you know?
Back and forth. So would you say you got your family over there?
I'll say most of my family's actually out in the DR. My parents actually just like retired and moved back to the Dominican Republic as well.
So who are you living with here now?
Alone, man.
You're alone?
Yeah. Like, I do have some family out here, but it's just not as much as I have back home. And we're also like, everybody's busy, everybody like is doing different things, you know? So, but yeah.
Okay, so speaking about your parents, like, and your family, like, what is their reaction to all of this recent success that you've had? You know, Daredevil, Law and Order, Mean Girls. What has been your family's reaction to?
I definitely saw a major shift in like the support that they had for me, because, you know, I'm Dominican. My parents are very traditional, very, you know, go to school, go to college, get a job, become a lawyer or something like that, you know? So when my parents saw me like actually dedicating time to like trying to become an actor, pursuing the arts, I was always met with, go get a real job, go start Ubering or something, or go back to school, you know, go start a family, like actually like do something, you know, but I just don't think, I feel like it comes from a good place, you know, Dominican parents,
Yeah.
they really don't know like the hard work that I put in behind the scenes or like what I'm actually trying to build. But I think it's just like, I think they're trying to do what's best for me and what that looks like for them, you know, with
Right.
their perspective of
Right.
what's best for me.
All right. And you mentioned college and school. You had said that you had started going to school, but then during COVID you had to drop out.
Yeah, so honestly, I was a very smart kid. I'm a very intelligent person, but you know, like, it's just when I don't want to do certain things, I don't want to do them. And honestly, throughout high school, I ended up graduating with like a 2.5 GPA, but I ended up getting into whatever college I wanted to because I used to wrestle. And that helped me get into Castleton, like a bunch of different colleges and stuff. And I ended up going to East Stroudsburg University to wrestle Division II. I went there, did like took the pictures for like the team, you know, the NCAA thing, did all that. A week before I was supposed to move in, they tell me COVID is just too strong right now. We're keeping things like at home. It's gonna be online the first semester. And I was like, the whole reason why I went to college is to be able to wrestle, like, and that kind of sucked. And I was like, well, I did theater in 7th and 8th grade, and I always had a love for like entertaining and like making people laugh. Like I've always been like the class clown. I've always been someone to like uplift others, you know, make people feel good. So I was like, how am I able to do this? So I literally shut down my laptop on the first day of school, and I Googled on my phone how to become an actor in New York City. And from Google, I just started signing up to like a bunch of different things that like popped up, different actor websites and all this stuff. First thing I did was I ended up doing a music video for Lil TJ, like some background thing. It was more of a party than like a work situation. And I ended up doing background on Gossip Girl 2-3 months after that. And for the next 2 years, I just grinded. I did a bunch of background almost every day. Like there would be days where I would be booked on 2 different sets doing background, you feel me? And I honestly got so much experience like that. I kind of got to see like how these huge actors that are in the industry move on set, how I kind of learned like it's okay like to, you know, like mess up a little bit on set, you feel me? Like when I'm watching someone like, oh man, what's this guy's name? The guy from The Penguin on DC?
Brendan Fraser?
He's Irish or something.
Is it Brendan Fraser?
I'm not sure, Colin Farrell, but
Oh,
seeing
Colin
somebody
Farrell.
like Colin Farrell on set, you know, like he messes up on a little line, it's not a big deal. He doesn't let it like consume him. And like I really took all that in from like all the years that I was like doing background or stand-in work. And then eventually I ended up just submitting to like 60, 70 agencies all around through New York and LA. And I told agencies in LA I'd be willing to move or like travel, you know?
Yeah.
And only one agency reached back out to me. That's who I've been signed with ever since.
Awesome. And look how much you've been able to do with them.
Yeah. I'm honestly like, I lucked out, you know? I got really lucky and I'm really grateful for them, yeah.
So I want to quickly go back to the wrestling because you mentioned it. You were going to college for it. Would you say the pandemic messed up your wrestling plans? Or
I wouldn't say it messed it up. It more so redirected me. I am a firm believer that everything does happen for a reason.
Yeah.
So I didn't really think too much of it. You know, it did suck. Wrestling was like basically like my whole world, you know? I wrestled from 7th grade all the way up to like my freshman year of college basically, and I was doing this like all year round. So I didn't really like, it did have a bit of an impact on me where it was like, I feel like I'm gonna be disappointing my coaches. I feel like I'm gonna be disappointing so many people like around me that really have high expectations of me. But at the end of the day, I just ultimately had to choose like what I wanted to do because like, you know, it's just like, I'm not gonna, like I did love wrestling, but you know, like, I'm not gonna sit at home on a computer for the next 6 months just talking to these random teachers from Pennsylvania, you know? Like, I wanna make certain shakes, so I feel like that's what I did.
That's nice. All right, cool. So I want to get into working in the industry. So I wanted to ask, like, just was it what you expected? Like, what was that first audition like?
Honestly, my first audition, I ended up booking it. It was for Law and Order. I'll be honest, I didn't have too many expectations. I honestly just thought like, all right, I'm gonna do these videos at home, these auditions that my agency wants me to do. I'm gonna get the headshots that they want, and then if I get booked, I get booked. I'm just gonna go on set and do what I do. I honestly wasn't. I was more so excited than like thinking about like, what am I gonna expect? What are these people gonna treat me like? What's gonna happen? I just went in there with like an open mind and like, it's honestly just been going great since, yeah.
And have there been any moments where you felt maybe like a bit of imposter syndrome? Like, I don't think I belong here. I'm feeling a bit out of place.
So I booked this Netflix movie. I would say like a month before I worked on Mean Girls, which was pretty early on to when I got signed as an actor. And I was working on this set. I had like 1 or 2 lines, you know? I decided to improv it a little. I improved it, you know, after I finished shooting or whatever, like the scene, all the background people there, they're like, oh, like, you feel me, like dapping me up, like that's fire, you know? I keep doing a couple takes like that. The director comes up to me, he's like, hey kid, you know, let's keep it more real world, you know, like tone it down a little bit. My heart sunk to like my butt.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do I do? What's going on? Like, is this like I was just thinking of a million ways like things are gonna go wrong or like maybe my career is gonna be affected. Shit, am I gonna be blacklisted? Like what's gonna go on after? What's gonna happen after this? Like you feel me? Honestly, all I did was I kept my composure and I was like, you know, I'm obviously here for a reason. Like I flew myself out to LA to work on this movie as like a local hire. You know, I'm like if I'm doing this and I'm here, I'm obviously here for a reason. So you know, I kind of told myself like, tighten up, you feel me? Like, get it together, you feel me? Like, he just said that's not the end of the world. What one person thinks or one like statement isn't gonna define like your whole career, your whole mood in the moment, or what job you do in the moment. Because at the end of the day, I still had a job to do after he told me that comment. So if I'm like letting this get to my head and I'm, you know, I'm like this is bad. Like I'm doing bad right now. It's gonna make me act more bad. Like it's gonna make me like, you feel me, like not be able to do what I can actually do. So I just have to sit there, clear my mind and be like, yeah, like, all right, let me just chill out and take the notes. You know?
Yeah. All right, cool. So would you say like you, for the most part, you felt comfortable? You felt good on set for those first few?
Yeah, most definitely, especially for like Mean Girls.
Okay.
Mean Girls was honestly like, the way it looks on camera, just really, really fun. Like the directors were really fun. The actors I was working with were really fun. Everyone was really nice, you know? Yeah. So yeah, I don't think to this day I've had like a very like bad experience on set. I'm not hit with a camera in my head. But I don't think I've ever had like a bad experience on set, you know?
Camera? What do you mean?
I was laying down and the DP, he's like, all right, like, you feel me, Alexis, would you mind moving a little to the left? He moves to the right as well, and I get hit with the corner of my head, like right on my temple, you know? But luckily, you know, no injuries.
All right, cool. All right, so now we're gonna transition to a game I'm gonna call Misconceptions. Basically, we're gonna have a bowl of some folded up pieces of paper. Alexis, thank you so much, Michael. We'll pick one. You can hold the bowl.
Okay.
There's 8 in there. We'll see how many we can do. Basically, like you'll pick out a piece of paper and you'll share whether or not you agree with it. Maybe you disagree. Maybe there's a story you want to share with it. But let's get started.
Okay. Do I not look at them?
Yeah, you can just pick a random one. Let's see what.
This one's blank.
Oh, you gotta open it up. You gotta open it up.
Living in New York City automatically gives actors opportunities.
What do you think about that?
I feel like in the market that we are today, a lot of it is through self-tapes, online casting, Zoom calls, especially after like COVID and stuff. I will say, if you're trying to become an actor, you know, I think living in New York or maybe like LA would benefit you, but I don't think solely just living in New York would give you more opportunities than anywhere else. But, you know, in the same time, you will get more eyes on you in a way. Like, so yeah, it's kind of like 50-50. Okay. You don't have to, but it would honestly like help a bit.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. This is number 2. I'll hold this for you.
Thank you. Acting is easier than most jobs.
Oof.
Hell no. Like, if you think about it, there's been days when I've been on set for like 16 hours.
Yeah.
And I'll have all these lines to remember. And I have to like, apart from like lines, you know, there's so many technical things that go into it. For example, if I'm doing a scene with, for example, the scene I did on Daredevil with BB, not only did I have to remember my lines, but I also had to, you know, make sure I'm holding the phone up a certain way, so I'm blocking this, and make sure I take a step this way. So, you know, it's like a lot of things that are calculated. And also, it's like, if you don't get it right, you're wasting people's money. You're wasting this company's money, and that could make you look bad, you know? So I definitely don't think it's like easier. I will say like the benefits are better if you're actually dedicated to it for sure, you know?
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Actors are naturally confident people. I will say I'm a very naturally confident person, but I don't think I wouldn't say it's 100% accurate, but honestly, like most people that I do meet that are actors kind of have a certain like charisma to them, where it's like they're so confident who they are as a person, you know. So I think this statement does have some
Validity?
vitality, but you know, it's kind of like 50-50, but yeah.
Okay. Have you like met anyone that's kind of been a little too confident on set? Maybe like another,
You know what's crazy?
yeah.
So while I was doing background, the people that would be the most cocky and the most like, you know, like those kind of people on set would usually be like the people doing background. And it's so funny because it's like, I would go in, I feel like part of my success does tie into the fact that I'm a confident person, and two, I just like what I do. A lot of people, you know, for example, when you're doing background on set, they'll be like, bring an option, you know, bring a change of clothes. A lot of people will be like, I'm not doing that unless I'm getting paid, or this, that, and the third. And it's like, if you have that attitude, you'll never really get to where you want to be. And I feel like everyone who's doing background acting wants to have lines on camera, wants to be like a professional actor. So I feel like that's really just what sets people apart, like the people that actually want this and the people that are kind of doing it for some sort of like gain at the end, whether it's fame, money, whatever it is, you know, it's just not for the right reasons.
All right.
Yeah.
This is number 4.
If you're talented, you'll eventually get discovered. No.
No. You
'Cause
disagree?
I disagree,
Okay.
because you could be the most talented person in Iowa. And you know, like, yeah, you're a talented person or whatever, but you're not really pushing it. I think drive and insanity for whatever it is that you're doing and wanting to achieve something will outbeat talent. Yeah, and it's like there's those rare people that have both, you know.
Yeah.
Not to toot my own horn, but but yeah. Let's see.
Number 5.
You have to move to LA to make it. Hell no. No, guys, don't move. I'm gonna be so honest, I don't like LA. I don't like the vibe there.
No?
It's just not for me. I'm such a New York, like,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like, I'm a whole New York vibe. The thing in LA, like, it's just too mixy, too weird for me, like.
Yeah.
But it could be a fun time if you're there for like a weekend or something, you know, but other than that,
You wouldn't live there?
hell no. You need to be extremely attractive to succeed. This is clearly false. I don't think being attractive may play its parts, you know,
Yeah,
like
it could.
it does, but ultimately it's not the deciding factor of whether you succeed or not, you know? Networking and acting is fake. Honestly, like, I don't really network with too many actors. I feel like some of the actors that I do know, we keep in touch, you know, we talk here and there, but I'll say like the connections that I do have are typically with people that are like in the influencing world, models, you know. I feel like it's more so like that out here in New York. I guess I don't really meet too many actors, but I would say the networking is fake. You definitely do meet some cool people, you know.
Have you been friends? Have you said you could be friends with someone after a set? Like, have
Yeah,
you
most
had any,
definitely.
Have you had any good friends?
I have. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I do have good friends from acting for sure. Especially people that I've done like background with, especially back in the day, you know. Like, we keep in touch, you know, help each other out with certain like opportunities or whatnot.
A bit more professional relationship, would you say, than it is like friendship?
I would say like for the people that I meet in background, it's definitely more of a friendship vibe. For the
Okay.
people that I do meet on set, like acting and stuff, it's more like professional vibe, like more like, you know, it might not be hanging out, but we're talking about like industry stuff, you know?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. We got one more misconception to see which one this is.
Once you get a big role, you're set for life. No. Unless like what, like you play like Wednesday.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't think this is true. I feel like a lot of people a lot of people have had big roles in the industry, have like had these huge opportunities. And I've also met actors who, you know, have had these huge Netflix roles, these like shows that are like huge, you know, and then they're not getting casted in anything 5-6 years later. Like nothing is really I feel like it's important to not get comfortable in this industry, you know? Everything is always moving so fast, and I feel like you just gotta be able to keep up with that.
I like that. Not get comfortable.
Yes.
Always be at your comfort zone.
Most
Okay,
definitely,
I like that.
yeah.
I like that. All right, cool. Let's put these back in the bowl. Let's get these out of here. All right. Thank you so much, Michael. That was good. Thank you. All right. So now we're going to move on to Do You Know You? So Alexis, images will show up on screen. I think, I don't know which screen, maybe this screen over here. And you'll have to guess correctly which role that was.
Awesome,
So I'm going to show up a picture of stuff you've been on, and let's see if you can correctly guess.
Wait, which screen?
I think it'll be this one. I think it's that. Yeah, I think it's that one. But yeah, are you ready?
Yes.
You good? Okay, we have 5 pictures that are gonna come up on screen. We're just waiting for them momentarily, but you think you'll do it? You think you'll do good?
I hope so.
Okay. Oh, here's the first one. All right, perfect. Here we go.
Oh, that's from FBI Most Wanted.
There you go. Perfect.
Yes,
Easy.
yes, yes.
How was working on that show?
It was honestly a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I feel like this was like an opportunity for me to like kind of show more in depth of my acting. You know, I had a scene with, gosh, I forgot his name. The guy I was there in the scene with, you know, he was on Goosebumps. He's like a fantastic actor. I've been watching him for like years, and then the fact that I was able to have like a scene with him, like one-on-one, you feel me? Like, yeah, like that was honestly incredible, and like, I don't know, like I feel like a lot of roles I'm over here like snitching on people doing shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like you.
What's going on? How do y'all see me, Hollywood? What's tea? Like, what's going on?
You helped your friends escape, but then you later on
snitched on them and told them that they were on their way to Canada. Like, I don't know what type of loyalty these characters that I play have, but
yeah, that was funny. All right, let's go to number 2. Let's see which one this one is. There we go.
Oh, that's from The Paper.
There we go.
Yeah,
Paper.
yeah,
Yep.
that's from The Paper.
You were, I believe you were the only high schooler that played high school in the show that broke the fourth wall.
Yeah.
How did you feel to break the fourth wall in the Office universe? That must have been really cool.
Honestly, I'm very big on like improv on set, like just do whatever you want, because it's like if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Just do it again. So that honestly wasn't even planned. Nobody honestly told me to do that. I was like, I'm in the Office universe, like let me break the damn fourth wall. Like, you feel me? Like, and I didn't even know they was gonna use that footage. So when I saw it, I low-key started jumping up and screaming like, this is dope. I got to do the thing that people do on The Office on The Paper.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Really cool. Really cool. All right. Let's go to number 3. Let's see which show this was. Jesus.
Oh, that's from SVU, Law and Order.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah. That was honestly the first role I've ever booked.
Yeah. This was back in 2023, right?
So it came out in 2023, but I worked on it in 2022, like literally like a month or two after I got signed. Yeah.
You really beat the hell out of Captain Benson in this one. You and your buddy, you guys just like really beat
Like
her
we were
up.
kicking her and stuff, but I didn't think it was that bad until I saw like the footage from the
Yeah.
episode and she had that huge black eye. I was like,
the entire episode.
who did that?
Yeah.
Who did that?
It was weird though, because when I was watching the episode, I fully thought that you would come back later on, but that was your only part.
That was my only part, yeah.
Yeah, it was weird because they were setting up like, I guess, that you would be seen later on in the episode, but you weren't. So I was a little bit like, oh, interesting. Did you shoot anything else, or was that the only scene?
That was the only scene, yeah, that I ended up
Okay.
doing, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's my friend got shot and I just left him.
Yeah. No, you guys.
What type of loyalty does my character have? Why do I keep playing these loyal people on TV? I don't know what's going on. Guys, I'm a very honest person in real life. I'm a very loyal person. That's TV, I hope y'all know.
All right, let's go to number 4.
Oh, that's from Mean Girls, man.
Yeah, that looks like you guys had a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun, you know. The photographer yelled at me right after this to take the metal out of my mouth. And they ended up using this. But honestly, like Mean Girls, it was one of the most funnest sets I've been on. Probably one of the most funnest sets I've been on. Like, it was just funny, laughter, jokes all around. Like, it wasn't anything too like I just feel like we all were kind of just acting a bit like ourselves, like high schoolers, like, you feel me, in a cheesy, like a bit corny world, but it's like, it's a musical, and it was like, I don't know, it was just a lot of fun. That's the only way to describe it is the way the movie looks, just fun.
And you worked with the Karate Kid himself. He later on became Karate Kid.
My boy Ben Wong, yo, shout out to my
Yeah.
boy Ben Wong. He's also gonna be in this new Hunger Games movie as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, he's somebody I definitely keep in touch with, you feel me?
You guys looked like you had a lot of fun. I saw your Instagram pictures with him, and you guys looked like you're besties for life.
Yeah. Honestly, that's what the Mean Girls said. We were all besties, you
Yeah.
feel me? Like, we just had a lot of fun with each other. We love to banter with each other, you feel me? Pull each other's leg, like, it was a lot of fun.
What was the name of the team? The mathletes? The math?
It was Kevin G and the Power of Three.
The Kevin G and the Power of Three?
Yeah, that was our little group, like in the talent show, the little dance that we did, like that was our group, and we were part of like the Mathletes, and that's the group that Katie had joined. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, we got one more. This one's gonna be really easy, but let's see what it is.
Oh, that's from Daredevil.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's from the food truck scene.
Yeah.
I remember it's right when I called her a leprechaun. No, honestly, yeah, like this scene was a lot of fun to do. It felt like it was real. It felt real. Like, yeah, of course his dad would have a food truck.
You like I said earlier, like this scene was very important because she was trusting you, trusting Javi to deliver the SD card to BB. And I think this was the point where I was like, oh, he's really good. Like they're really using him in this show. It wasn't like one and done, like the bodega scene. It wasn't a one and done. It was like, oh no, he's coming back. So I guess I want to ask like real quick about Daredevil. Like, what was your reaction when you got the script and you were like, oh, like I'm in this show?
I was like shocked, honestly. I was outside I was honestly not even having the best day when I found out I booked the show. Wow. I was like literally on Orchard Street, Lower East Side, Delancey. I wasn't having the best day. I was like, let me go get a vegan sandwich. Let me go get myself a sandwich to make myself feel better. I order the sandwich, I sit down, I look at my phone, my eyes like bolt up. I'm like I'm actually about to be in Marvel. I got booked for Marvel.
Yeah.
Like it was insane. And honestly, like the whole process of it, when I first even got the script, you know, like my sides, like I looked at the script and I was like, you feel me? Like I like this, and I feel like this wouldn't be how I talk, and I'm so grateful. Let me just get these names so I don't butcher them real quick, actually. But I'm really grateful for the directors of Daredevil, Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead. They trusted me so much with the character itself. To most of my lines, if not all of my lines, were improv on Daredevil. You know, I would get the script. It would say, hey, Javi, or like, hey, he's doing this, that, and I would kind of add my little Bronx twist to it, you know? Like,
nice.
It was to the point sometimes where I wouldn't even have a script in my trailer. They wouldn't even put like sides in my trailer because it's like, all the things I would say, like, you know, is off the top of my head. I really like personalize that character, and I'm happy like people really resonated. Like people saw the show and was like, that's an authentic Dominican, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm really glad that they trusted me to do that, you know?
That's amazing. All right, Alexis, that's all the time we got, unfortunately. I want to say thank you so much. Where can the people find you, stay connected with you on social media, anything like that?
I'm the Alexis Frias on all platforms. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, the Alexis Frias.
Can we look forward to seeing you soon back on screen?
I do have an exciting project coming out soon. I was actually reached out by Oscar Pena and Gene Shepard, these very two talented directors, that they actually work like in the Bronx and stuff. And we have something very exciting cooking up soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Alexis, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, yeah. All right, thank you so much for watching Evenings at Reyes. I have been your host, Reymi Reyes. This is Alexis Frias. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much. Alexis,
Yo, thank you so much for having me, man.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Let's get a...